Hey guys, Jazz here, back with another video, and today we are back for another episode of Tutorial Time. In this episode we are going to go over 3 different kinds of walking. So the last time we went over 3 different types of punches. This kind, it's all going to be the same walking, but it's going to be 3 different angles and 3 different ways you should film depending on each angle. So we're going to try to get right into it because I do want to keep this video under 10 minutes so that I can do a reaction at the end to your guys' submissions of tests that you made based off of my last tutorial video of punching. So I definitely want to react to that and kind of critique and say what you improved on and what you did well based off of my tutorial and what you could still improve on and maybe what you didn't follow in the tutorial. So we're going to kick it off with our walking, and we're going to start with feet shots. So for a foot shot, this means that our camera is going to be very low to the ground, and we're going to be filming the character's feet walking. So it's very important that the foot rolls. You need the foot to roll as you walk. The foot tilts, right? So as you can see here, I'll slow it down. You can see my foot moves, and the heel touches first, then the middle of the foot and my toes, and then as I go to take another step with it, my heel rises off the ground and then the toes. It's like a rocking motion. It's very fluid. You can't just lift your foot up and put it down like this. We also need to make sure that we take a lot of pictures for this one, because it can get really choppy and really jumpy if we don't take as many pictures as possible and then speed up the frame rate as fast as we can so that it looks nice and smooth. The other thing is make sure that the camera is lower than the arms so that you can't see the hands, because if you forget to move the hands at all, because the hands go back and forth while walking, if you forget to move the hands, it can look really stiff and your character just looks like their feet are moving but their hands are staying still. The next different kind is above the waist shots. So for this kind, you need to make sure that your arms move lightly. As you can see here, when I'm walking, when my arms rock back and forth, my arm doesn't rock like the furthest point forward is about a foot away from the furthest point back. The arms don't swing too much. You want to make sure that you don't bring the arms all the way across, because while exaggeration can be good sometimes in animation, if you want to make it look realistic, you can't make your arms come all the way across and flail out like this. Don't forget to use that waist articulation, because you can use the waist articulation a lot. It'll help with that. It'll help to give a little bit of animated look while still not having it be super obnoxious. So having the waist turn as you walk can be a really good, useful tool, because there's a waist joint there. It's good to use it. Also, don't forget to move the legs. You don't need to lift the legs up and have it roll like we talked about when you can see the feet, but you want to make sure that if you can see any of the thighs, that the thighs are moving forward and moving back as your character walks, even though it's waist up. Finally, we have whole body shots. Now, sometimes it's good to use a stand or like a flight stand holding the waist, but you want to make sure that you erase it afterwards. And for this, you can cheat a little bit and you can slide the feet on the ground and not actually lift the feet up. However, you want to make sure that you still use those toes and heels. Bring the heel up on your toe, slide it forward, and then rock back so that your heel is on the ground, and then set down, because that way it doesn't look like you're just sliding your feet across the ground. Also, a good thing to do is use the onion skin tool to make sure that the head stays in the same place every time, or if you're moving, it stays the same level, because if you're animating and your head is jumping around as you walk, that is not going to be good, and it's going to be very difficult to see. So there's my tutorial on walking, alright? Those are 3 different kinds of shots that you can take while walking and animating walking. I hope that helped. Make sure to make a test, post it on Instagram, tag me, or send it to me and I will react to it in my next tutorial video. Speaking of, it's time. And here I am, back with some reactions now to your guys' tests to the punching tutorial that I did a couple weeks ago. Alright, so I gathered all of the tests that you did that you guys sent me. So feel free to post on Instagram, tag me, or just DM it to me, and I'll save it, and I'll make sure to feature you in the next video for a walking test. Alright, and I'm just going to kind of critique these tests, say what they did, what they could have done better. So this first one, I think, is by Comic Monster Studios. So taking a look here, it's pretty good. It's fairly smooth. What I would say, I would just suggest speeding up the animation a little bit and having the Hydra Soldier's body move more. Right now his head's just moving, but you can use that ab crunch, you can use that waist swivel. He did add an uppercut in, which was pretty neat. So overall, pretty good. A pretty solid test, not bad at all. Next up is TJ Productions. So he's just starting out, so it's a little choppy, but overall it's not bad at all. Alright, he does use the wind up with the hand. I just recommend at this point just taking more pictures. He even has Iron Man. He has him go back and then rebound. So that's very good. You've got the technical aspects down. Just work on taking more pictures and then speeding up that frame rate. Next is Beagle Productions. So his is fairly good. Definitely better than some of the others. I would say the pause when Venom brings back for the second punch is a little too long. But overall, not bad at all for some of your best work. Very smooth. I do recommend letting Spidey's head go back, because you were like back and then back right again. I would recommend going back and then coming back before. I would recommend going back and then coming back a little bit slower. Not super slow, but you know what I mean. It's just really quick there. But yeah, great work. Next is Cybernerd's test, and this one's pretty good. I like the wind-up. I like the actual execution. All I would say is have the guy's head bounce back and take less pictures during the actual punch. Because if I were to punch super fast, it would pick up on less pictures. So that's why the punch seems a little slow. Here's Noah Film's test. Very good. Best punches I've ever seen you do, at least prior to the tutorial. So I'm glad this helped you. I would say, in regards to what you can fix, I don't really know the articulation on those Toy Biz figures, but the legs are moving around a lot on the ground. Instead of moving the legs and turning the legs, move the waist, turn the waist swivel, and keep the legs in the same spot. But the reactions and everything and the wind-up looks pretty good, so solid test. Next is Ghost Rider 822005. His test with Lobo and Superman, looking very good. A little bit slow. I would recommend taking a little bit more pictures, but for the most part, very smooth, and Superman's reaction looks good. So either speed it up or take fewer pictures during the actual punch, because it actually looks really good. It's very smooth, but the punch is a little bit slow. And finally, taking a look at 44th Studios entry, this is pretty solid. Like, this is a solid test. Very smooth, probably the smoothest of all these. He did this with his SH Figure Arts, flexing on it a little bit. SH Figure Arts, Kylo Ren, and Black Series Stormtrooper. So, honestly, the only critique that I can pick out with this one, like, the reactions are good, the wind-up is good. The only critiques I would say is the punches, or the pauses, once he punches before he comes back, and when the Stormtrooper goes back before he comes back, are way too long and feels kind of awkward. So, maybe even no pause there. Like, if you take out the pause entirely, or just pause it for 2 or 3 frames, I think that would look a lot better. But, yeah, great test. Overall, it seems like my tutorial helped you guys out a lot, which, that makes me really happy to see you guys improving because of my tutorials. I'm not really trying to be the best, I'm just trying to open up your eyes to different methods of making it look realistic. So, I hope you liked my reaction there and critiques of some of your tests. I hope you liked the video. I hope it helped. Make sure to make some tests, post them on Instagram, tag me, and I'll feature you in the next tutorial video. Also, this tutorial was walking due to popular demand by you guys. So leave in the comments below what you want to see me make a tutorial of next. And stick around for a time-lapse and the final product of my walking stop motions. That's it for me. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.